Welcome back to the Dreamcasting Gaming Podcast. We're back again today with myself, with Terence and Sean. We're minus Carl today, so there'll be a three of us here on the round table that effectively make us a triangle table, I guess. And we will be going over a few different things today. As well as anything that may seem to creep its way in, may or may not, for that fact. And yeah, you can sit back and enjoy. So before I go any further, we should cover a few things, such as the recent Call of Duty release, South Park, the Panderverse, which came out, I think, at the time of recording, maybe about a week or two ago. The new Steam Deck OLED. So those of you who may be listening or spoken to me, and I kind of did say this probably would happen, it's happened. The Marvels, which is the sequel to the Captain Marvel film that had so many fans. The Sony PlayStation Portal, which is a new device for the PlayStation guys. Aquaman 2. Yeah. See, I can tell silence even here. It's like, oh shit, is that even coming? And there's a few others, but I won't mention those just yet. So without going any further, let's go around, or let's go up and down and see how everyone is and what's new and move the show forward. So Terence, without further ado, we didn't have you here last time, but we did mention you in your absence. How have you been? No. Here it is. Nice. Well, we were talking about your boy Call of Duty. So there you go. So those of you who listened last time, he's back now. And, we did mention Call of Duty, but we said we'd wait and speak to someone who purchased the game and can tell us firsthand what the problem is. But anyway, Terence, let us know what's good.
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. How have I been? I've been all right. I'm sure we'll get into it, but been playing some games, watching some shows, watched quite a few shows and some films. So yeah, I don't know how we're gonna do it. Are we just gonna go around and then go into Call of Duty, or do you want me to just
Yeah. We'll just go around. I probably should have gone to you last, but hey ho, we'll come right back to you, and that's where we're gonna start.
We'll swing by. But yeah, I've been playing some games. Finished. I can never say it properly. Am I saying it right? The Expanse. Or did I say it right?
Look, you know what? Yeah. It's so funny. Okay. Yeah.
I always say expansion or expansion.
Yep. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. I got something to say about that too.
Yeah. So I finished the Expanse. Been playing a few games. Gone back to Alan Wake remaster. Trying to play all of them before I play Alan Wake 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Done. Been doing playing some Spider-Man. Yeah, man, just been playing.
Wow, yeah, I forgot. You went and got yourself the special edition, didn't you?
Yeah, with the Venom statue.
Yeah,
man.
it looks.
It's the first special edition.
It looks savage, man. I saw that.
Wait. So, is the Venom suit finally in it?
Yeah, it's all there
as a cosmetic, as an optional cosmetic, not just he's wearing it because it's part of the story. But is it there as a suit, unlockable suit?
No, because don't spoil it.
Hey, no spoilers, man. Don't push me into making spoilers.
No, that's a cosmetic, so it's not spoilers.
No. Okay.
It's whether there's the skin is there to unlock.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is the way Spider-Man works, you get to certain points in the game, so that it's obviously not going to be unlocked because it's part of the story. So once you've got to certain parts of the story, I'm sure you can swap whatever suit you want to swap, but
okay.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it plays a big part in the story. So that obviously, if you've not reached certain parts, you're not going to have the suit because it's not in the story yet. What I will say is that both Miles and Peter have their own skill set. So when you have the suit, you have a completely different skill set. You have completely different moves. So it's more than a cosmetic. It actually comes with a set of skills that if you're not wearing it or whatnot. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, man. But yeah, just like I said, just been gaming. Like I said, I've got I've got a huge backlog. I have that problem that I always have where I just, when your eye, what's it when they say your belly's smaller than your eye or whatever? Like you just, it's when they eat, but you're full, belly small. Like, I just want to. A game comes up. Alan Wake.
Yeah, it's happened.
That.
Listen, it's
your appetite's bigger than your belly.
Yeah, mate.
Your appetite's bigger than your belly.
Happens.
Like, I bought Assassin's Creed.
Damn, you got that too.
No, but listen. I bought Assassin's Creed Mirage and I bought it. I bought it and I was like, wait, I still ain't even played Valhalla. Why have I bought this?
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, do you know what it is?
That's an impulse. That
he
means
just, he's just so programmed to. Oh, it's new. It's
you compulsively buy stuff.
Yeah, do you know what it is?
It's new. It's out. I've got
it. I think also like, you know, like I won't even lie. Kids are getting older, responsibilities. Like it's you just don't want to let go of like, no, I'm buying it because I'm gonna play it, and then you're just like,
you know what? You see that, Terrence? That's exactly what you're saying. There is what I've probably been on that more so post-pandemic. I was already leaning into that, but now it's literally because even when I talk to Sean, I'm like, listen, you're at a point now, right? I think most of us as adults, we have a different problem now. We can buy the stuff you want, but you don't have the time for the stuff you want.
Exactly.
Whereas before, you'd be looking at something, want it so bad, you save your money to get it, but it takes long to get it. It's kind of different now. So I'm seeing things I want, but I just can't. I literally will not purchase you unless I'm going to play you, and I mean play you immediately. And
I need to get into that habit.
Yeah, the thing for me is I'm sitting down, I'm like, man, I'm missing out on so many things I've been waiting for, from the Armored Cores to the flipping Lies of P. Like, they're just all sitting there. But the good thing is, which I will say, it puts a smile on your face when you see them get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper.
Exactly.
Like I see some sales come up for Cyber Monday coming up, and then there's Christmas and all that. So they're just getting cheaper and cheaper. So that's a pro to it. But you'll get there. You'll definitely get there. I'll tell you that.
And then the last game I've been playing, which I've been playing non-stop, nearly finished it, is Super Mario Wonder. That game is
what? Have you been playing it solo or co-op?
Oh, solo, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
Been
playing,
you sound happy, Terrence. You sound happy.
Nah, it's one of those delightful games. So I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to Super Mario, like the side scrollers, I've kind of not fallen off them, but I've just been like, they're not really giving me anything different, because I played because the last one was New Super Mario Brothers Wii U, isn't it?
Was that what you talking about? 3D worlds or
no side scroller
2D one? Yeah.
That was the last one, and then they remastered it. They remastered it for Switch.
That's right.
So I was like, okay, cool.
I'll say this: I haven't got it, but I do hope the next Mario Maker incorporates that engine that they have in that game.
I heard people say that. Yeah,
I really hope it does.
Do you know? I like. It's a weird one, because with Mario Maker, I kind of felt with Mario Maker, they probably hit a point where I was like, ooh, how do you move forward with Mario? Because you've given everybody the tools. Yeah. They're making better Marios than Nintendo, but they're doing everything, isn't it? But then you play Mario Wonder and you're like, Nintendo are geniuses. Because it's like, they did Mario Maker and you're like, right, where can they go from here? Like, anything they do is just going to be like, you play Mario Wonder and everything about Mario Wonder, like, I'm probably about 8 hours in, and I kid you not, every time I jump into a level, there's something unique and different. Every time. Every time. There's power-ups. There's probably
there's a theme each time. There's a different theme.
Yeah, different theme. The music, like everything about Mario Wonder is like top notch. Like when I say it's like no other, like obviously the blueprint is a side scroller, but like I said, they've innovated again with it, and I think you need to give like Nintendo credit for that, because even I approached Mario Wonder like, okay, like I love, let's see, and I played it, hooked, can't pull it down. Like I said, I've nearly finished it. And when I mean nearly finished, I don't mean I just do the levels. I get everything, like all the.
Yeah, you seem to me like one of them platinum guys, you know, in PlayStation. He is, isn't it?
Like,
Jeez,
this is
Terrence, man.
I've got on the 360. He was like, I've got my achievement points. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, he's one of them. I'm like, how you just like? Don't get me wrong. I call myself a completist, but I can't compete with some of these guys.
I don't complete. Like back in the day, like I said, I don't have the time for it. So I'm not a completist. Spider-Man, I'm gonna 100%. But a lot of things
you know what? I almost 100% that one. You know.
Yeah. It's one of those games that you can, isn't it? Like it's not.
You can do it.
Yeah, you don't need to start bringing out pen and paper and writing things. Like,
measuring tape.
Measuring tape, looking up YouTube guides. I like a game that you can 100% that is straightforward. And that's Spider-Man. But the same with Mario. But take it back to Mario. But Mario is fast becoming like one of my top games of the year, man. Like I said, it's a
wow. Well, listen. I'll say this now, listeners as well. That's not going to happen today, but we know, I believe, by the time we record again, I'd like to assume that the Game Awards would have happened, and we'd have to obviously give our own awards awards. Well, not awards, but our own what the games of the year
game,
was.
yeah.
But I think it's going to be flipping interesting, really interesting and tight.
You think? The thing is, I think I'm with Sean when it's just like, oh, the media's the media, bro. Like, who cares what they think, innit? Because
I agree.
We
agree.
We know it's going to be Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate, we all.
Sorry. Let me ask you something. Are you 100? Do you really look?
100%, because the reason why I know we're going right off a tangent, but the reason why I don't really engage with the media, one, it's too US centric. So the media's too whatever the US people think and like is what goes. And right now, everyone's just talking about Baldur's Gate. So it's going to.
I played it. Am I the only one here who's played it?
Yes, you are. At the minute, because Carl's not here, you're the only one. I haven't played it.
But what I'll do is,
go on.
I'll just leave it as that so we can move on, because I know.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool.
On a mad tangent.
No, it's weird, man.
We're still doing intro.
It's not so. Yeah, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. So anyway, move on to you, Sean.
Yeah, for me, it's been a whole lot of World of Warcraft. Like, there's been such a resurgence with obviously BlizzCon, and we just had a new content patch, so a new season and new content. So it's been World of Warcraft, as well as preparing for what Classic Plus is going to be, which is Season of Discovery, which launches next week. So that's going to be interesting. I'm going to be jumping into that as well. But yeah, it's just been, for me, I've just been playing World of Warcraft. Like I haven't finished Phantom Liberty yet, so that's still there. The Cyberpunk expansion. I still will jump back into that and finish that at some point, just to see what happens at the end. You know what paused it for me is that there's a 50 gig update. I'm like,
for what? Excuse me?
Is there an update for 50 gig? 50 gigabyte update.
You know something? Let me say this, because I've been looking at some files on some games that get updated on my Steam. And what I think happens is, I don't make this make sense. The update can be 50 gig, right? But also, it doesn't always mean you're going to get 50 gig more, because sometimes they will take away some of the data.
No. What it is, it's replacing data.
Yeah, it's replacing data. But it's just like, why is it so huge?
It's just so long. It's just, because I'm already playing Phantom Liberty. How the hell do you have a 50 gig update in addition to this already being an update? Because there was already the 2.0, the 2.0 was a big refresh. And now you've got another 50 gig update waiting for me. So I'm like, okay, I think I have to do the update. And the reason why, I think I have to do the update, because I'm getting to a point where there's a quest I'm on, and then it keeps crashing the game. So I'm like, okay, maybe that 50 gig update is to fix that. So yeah, I've got to do the 50 gig update, but I've just not put any time aside to do it. I'm just like, all right, I've got to do that 50 gig update, because I'm now getting to a point where this level keeps crashing. So there's something wrong there. But yeah, we'll see what happens when I get back into that. But yeah, it's just all wow for me. So yeah, I haven't really I've not taken time to play any other games. I don't think I have a purchase of a game until some point next year now. It's just, there's nothing else I'm getting at the end of this year. So yeah, that's
I think
me
all major releases are done now. I think at this point, I think there's one more Warhammer game in December, which is called Rogue Trader. But other than that, I don't think there's anything major left until maybe January or something. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess from there,
on to you,
on to myself. So I will say, yes, I've also been in Warcraft as well for the new season. I had made the purchase of a new game. It was called yes, that's right. I was on the fence about it, but it'll make sense as I go along. So it was a Warhammer Age of Sigmar, the Realms of Ruin, which is an RTS that has also released on consoles at the same time as being on PC. If anyone's familiar with Dawn of War 2, leading up to the game, it was kind of pushed out as being like that. It has its similarities. So far, so good. The reception is a little mixed, I think, because some people have expectancies of other stuff. But I'll say this: it's made by Frontier Games, and I don't know if you guys remember a few years ago when I got a game called Planet Coaster, which was like a new theme park game, and it was really, really good. So it's the same guys who did that. They done a good job. I'm only maybe an hour and a half into it. I'm enjoying it. And that's the only new game. The only other thing else I've been doing, as I said in the last podcast, I've continued on the Warhammer modeling and tabletop. You could say I wouldn't even say journey, but I've been getting deeper and deeper into that. And when I finish this is going to spin right back into Terrence. So the last time I went to the Warhammer shop, I actually started to learn to play a version of the tabletop dice rolls and different factions and stuff, and that was some fun. And on the same time doing that, I went with some other people, and when we finished, we'd gone to eat. And while we were there, a conversation was started about, wait for it, Terrence, hope you're listening. Conversation was started about the Expanse.
I'm listening.
Conversation was started about the Expanse. And what on earth was we talking about? Why that even came up? Whatever it was, it came up, and I was outnumbered because I have not seen the show. But these guys were literally at me about, look, you have to really watch this show. And I said, I've heard it from other people too. And I think it's finished now, if I'm correct. And while they were talking about, I said, listen, there's also a game, a Telltale game, but they weren't familiar with it. They're like, what, a game of it? I said, yeah, there's a game of it. I know someone particularly who's started playing it already. And from what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing, it's meant to be pretty damn good as well. So any of you guys that came with me to Thingy listening to this, I think you're about to hear a member on the podcast talk about the Expanse game. And that's you, Terrence.
Yeah. So when it comes to the Expanse, again, everyone knows Telltale, the type of games. Well, if you don't, they make, how would you say, action adventure games, 3D action adventure games. They went out of business, or should I say, they went bust, closed down, and then they came back recently. And I think the only two games that they announced was the Expanse and is it Wolf Among Us 2?
2, that's right. That was announced a while ago as well.
Yeah. So those are the only two games that they announced. So if you remember, long-time listeners of the podcast, I play all the Telltale games. I played the Batman, Game of Thrones, played all of them. So I picked this up thinking to myself, okay, let's see. My knowledge of the expansion isn't great. I've only watched season 1. So I've watched season 1. I've watched season 1, so I'm gonna watch season 2. Mainly because of this game, because I know the game stars a character, but it's her prequel story. So this is set before the first season.
Okay.
But in terms of the game, it's typical Telltale game in the sense that, there's not much in the way of gameplay, but it's more story heavy. But what I will say is that what they have improved on is they've improved on the mechanics. So whereas the old style Telltale games, like I said, there wasn't much gameplay. It felt like you walk, press A. With the Expanse, they've kind of got like sections that are where you're exploring, and it's 3D in some sense. Mm-hmm. So you can go different places. You can not fly, but you can put your gravity machine on, and then you can go up and down. So I respect that aspect of it, because you can see that they've tried to innovate from their old style, and I think the Expanse is a good setting for that. But in terms of, like I said, in terms of general gameplay, it's pretty much the same thing. The same thing is like Telltale's, choices have consequences.
Okay.
and they actually do, because like something happened, and a game has hit right when something happens, and you want to reset your console so you can do something. Something different. But I forced myself to be like, no, this is my story. I'm just gonna let it play out. But there was a few things that happened where it's a grey area where you don't know what the outcome's going to be. And twice I was like, nah, I need to restart this, because I don't like that outcome, or I didn't want that to happen to that person. But I stuck with it anyway, and it made for a unique experience. So I would highly recommend it if you're a Telltale fan.
I mean,
you have to be a fan of those type of games, because like I said, it's more story based. It's more. Well, it's not heavily gameplay based. It's very quick time events.
Well, that adds to what I'll say with that, which is what I think happened with Walking Dead. It wasn't so much like people would see. I think, remember, at first it was like, no, hold on, this is just a what's the old games that used to be like that? Was it Adventure Island or oh man, I can't remember what it was. But you know the ones before that used to have you point and click, and you'd move to a thing and then you investigate and then the story goes on. I felt with Walking Dead, even though what you're saying is correct, there was always that element of the story so vast and the consequences to your choice are such a thing that the gameplay never really felt like it had a negative impact, if you know what I mean. It always felt like when something really happened and you had to move to do something quick enough, or go left instead of going right, or under a table and stuff, it worked. But then I guess the formula, as you had said, started to get played out somewhat, and it just weren't it. Because I didn't get to enjoy the Batman one, even though I heard it was great. I did touch on the Game of Thrones one. I didn't play Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh yeah, they had so many, man.
It got ridiculous. The Telltale one, the Borderlands one. Sorry.
But they were really good. Yeah, the thing is, they were really good, but they overreached.
They definitely they took on too much.
Too much, yeah. And it was, and the thing is, I feel there was also those companies wanted them to make these things because of how massive The Walking Dead got. I remember that was quite phenomenal at this time.
Yeah.
And also the episodic route was a problem.
So the way this one was released was that it was episodic, but they'd completed the game, so they released them every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks they came out without fail. Do you remember back in the day? It was like, oh, we'll release them every month or every 2 months.
Yeah, and then it started to be 2-3 months at one point. Yeah.
It was just inconsistent. Where this released consistently. This released consistently every 2 weeks, and I just bought it when it was on offer. It was on sale, all the episodes all at once, and just paid for it. Like I said, highly recommended.
No doubt. Okay, so sorry, Sean, didn't mean to cut you up. Was you about to say something?
No, I'm saying I still don't like the idea that they're still doing episodic thingy. I think it's just. I think the time for episodic sort of games has passed, and I think they just sort of like they sort of kill their own hype by doing that. I think, because it's like if you're not early access like Baldur's Gate, then you just release the full game. I think episodic would just like kill your game's hype. I don't think it's good. I think they should stop doing that.
Well, we shall see. So, moving on from there, I think I'm going to do this in an order that makes sense. So, I'm going to start with the Marvels. I mean, Terrence, have you seen it yet?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, that's good.
Terrence seen it?
That's you know what, Terrence? Yeah,
he's a true Marvel fan. He's really about it. When he says I'm a Marvel fan, he means that shit. He means it.
Let me say this to you. I'm
a Marvel fan. I'm a Marvel fan.
Let me speak.
Let me say this to you. That's what I'm saying.
Let me say this to you. And this is one thing. I respect that because I'm about to say something. In my first introduction to Terrence, he made it very clear that he was a Marvel fan. No. And let me say this to you. He's a real Marvel fan. But I'm going to go beyond that. And I'm going to refer to him how I refer to myself. He's a supporter. Because for him to go and watch this, I have to give him his dues. He went there, and I'm sure he went there to say, listen, let me go see if this is, let me go see it. I'm not just there when it's good. He's there when it's bad as well. And you're obviously not part of the mass group who've now just turned away from Marvel stuff. You're giving it its chances. And if that's based...
FYI, I watch all superhero films.
No. I know.
I think the only superhero film I haven't watched is Suicide Squad. I've watched Beetle the
Well, yeah, he hasn't watched that new Suicide. Oh my god!
Is he trying? Wait. Was that deliberate or something?
No,
did you just do that? Did you just say that?
No, I completely forgot the name. Please remind me. Is it Blue Beetle?
No, I'm not talking about Blue Beetle. You're not going to skim past what you said before that. You just said that you haven't seen the Suicide Squad. The one that came out in 2021.
Wow.
On my list. It's the only one I haven't.
But yet you watch the Marvels? Yeah, there's a bias there.
See, listen. I was giving him his props. I'm gonna tell you that all back right now. I told this man 2 years ago.
You got a film with Idris, and you got man like John Cena, and you ain't watched that, but you watched the Marvels.
Listen. Those are two of my worst. Those are two of my worst actors. But carry on.
Wait. Whoa, stop. Did you not watch Peacemaker?
You don't like Idris?
Nah, I'm not a fan of him.
Wow. Oh, I've not heard.
I'm a fan of I'm a fan of him in The Wire.
Yeah. No, for real. Yeah, of course.
I haven't watched Luther, but anything else I've seen him in, I'm not a fan of him at all.
Wow. Okay. Well, what about? Sorry. Excuse me.
Watch Beast in it. Watch Beast.
You didn't like him as Hamdo? You didn't like him as Hamdo?
No, he was trash, man. I didn't like him as that. But hold on. What about Rock and Roller? Did you like him in Rock and Roller?
I've not seen that.
Terrence, man. No. Well, when this show's over, I'm gonna have to give it to you.
Anyway, carry on, because we've gone off.
Anyway, so listen. So anyway, so the Marvels have come out. There was a long.
Wait, have you seen it?
I haven't seen it. No, I haven't seen it. But it was worth speaking about because there's obviously been controversy. There's obviously was a lead up. This was a massive. The first Captain Marvel, as we all know, was not a film that was asked for, but it came and did numbers that was unforeseen. It was a $1 billion film, right? It made $1 billion, right?
We know why though.
Right, yeah, exactly. So it was sandwiched in between
the Avenger films.
in between the two biggest Avenger films, and so it was successful for that. However, what I will say is this: we had Endgame, which happened. We could say almost got to be 4 years now since Endgame, and we've had a lot of stuff going on with Marvel. A lot. Most of it not good. You might find one or two good things in there. Most of it not good, and things were leading up to this. Now this is. There's the sequel to Captain Marvel, which happened to involve two characters from the Disney Plus series. Now, again, you have someone like Sean, who's not invested in a Disney Plus series, and he was one of the examples I use for people who went to watch what's his name? Doctor Strange. So they've gone to watch Doctor Strange. They're seeing Wonder in there doing all kind of crazy stuff, have no context or reasoning as to what the hell actually acting like this. Oh, by the way, you would have had to have watched what was on Disney Plus. A massive turnoff, because it's like, well, hold on, I'm feeling left out. And what happens is, as you start to feel more and more left out, you're like, you know what, I'm out. I can't be bothered. And this is, I feel, is a reasoning that's not being looked at a lot. There's also loads of other reasons people are using as to why these films are not successful in the areas that they should be. Some are running with superhero fatigue. Some are running with it's just trash. I don't go with superhero fatigue because
I don't go with that either.
I don't go with that. That to me is just a buzzword that's really irritating me. Because if you're going to say that, you got to really tell me why The Boys is successful. That's a superhero show. There were also other superhero things, but for me, it's just if a film's bad, it's just bad. And Marvel at the minute are doing something I couldn't even see coming. They're just dribbling out bad stuff. And even the look of this, and we spoke, I brought it to your attention. That trailer,
I could see it coming. I could see it
coming. Well, I didn't. I'm not gonna lie. To me, I'm gonna say how I thought it was. These guys were so far above and beyond what the people to laugh at was, which was DC. DC were the guys to pick on and call them this, that, and the other. They don't hardly barely exist now. And I'm seeing Marvel become what is, which is what, it really is a bit of it's not nice to see it. Because these are things that we've watched or we've read or we've grown with, and it's like, man, you're just really ruining everything. And I saw the last trailer of the show, which I put into the group. And as I said before, with the character Nick Fury, he's screaming out "Black Girl Magic," and I was just like, why is that there? I was like, why have you put that there? Who are you? What are you doing? What are you trying to appeal to here? So all I could gather from that was Captain Marvel has become a second or third rate character in her own film. Take in mind I haven't seen it. This is all just going off what they've been presenting to me. But I'm happy to be here today to hear what someone who's actually seen the film's got to say about it, and hope that it's completely different to what everyone else thinks.
Let me I'll just break it down for you. So everything you said, I agree with to a certain degree. I think with the problem, there's a bag of problems with the film. I think taking the film for what it is, it's a fun little film. But in the greater context of Marvel, it's not a great film because, like you said, to enjoy that film or to have any context around that film, you need to know so many different things from so many different series. So, like you said, the Captain Rambo, whatever her name is, she's from WandaVision. So if you didn't watch WandaVision 2 years ago, you're going to sit there thinking, who's this girl? Like, what do you mean she's got powers? Like, isn't she? When I watched the Captain Marvel film, she was a little girl. Now she's got superpowers. I'm confused. Like, then you've got Miss Marvel, the Asian girl, which she had her own series, and then you also needed to watch Secret Invasion to catch up with.
Did you watch that?
Yeah, that's awful as well. So in the lead up to the Marvels, I was like, oh damn, like I'm so behind on all the Marvel stuff. I looked at
of course,
Secret Invasion, and I was like, okay, there's only 6 episodes, I can bang that out. Like Secret Invasion, oh my god, like it has to be probably like one of the worst Marvel shows, and it's such a shame because I think Marvel started off strong with WandaVision and even the Falcon. Even though I was a bit
even Loki. Loki was decent. I watched that.
I haven't watched season 2 of Loki, but I still hear.
I haven't watched season 2. Season 1, I'm talking about.
Yeah, I still hear Loki's still a good show. But what's happened is during the first phase of the Marvel films MCU, Nick Fury was quote unquote, as you call, a badass, right? He was like no nonsense.
He was that
like
guy.
This guy has no powers, one eye, and he's
keeping people in check.
He's in charge of all of this. He is now, for me, he's a clown. He's a joke character. Like he says his character's just changed, and I don't know whether that's Samuel Jackson wanting to express himself more, or if it's Marvel. I don't understand what's going on.
I think deep down you do know. You probably don't want to accept it, but I reckon the mere fact you're even saying that says to me, he knows.
No, but there's a lot of factors. But what's interesting is, like I said, his character is completely changed. He's not this, hard man in check, in charge. He's actually a comedian joke character, and there's a scene.
He's comic relief now.
He's very comic relief. There's a scene. No spoilers. There's a scene in Secret Invasion where like he's talking to another black character who is also in the MCU. I won't spoil it, but it's not hard because there's not that many.
They're definitely not.
And they're talking about them being black and being in positions of power, and how they must give back to black people, and they should do one another a favor because they're black, and I'm a brother, and I was fighting this fight, and I was just like,
you see Terrence. Terrence.
I was like
plus.
Wow.
I was like.
Yep. Even Terrence can't stop it. This one, he can't take it. He can't take it no more.
I had to I paused it, and I was like,
hey, listen, and the writers are striking.
Oh, jeez.
I paused it.
Give a fuck about their writing.
Because I was like, what is going on? But anyway, that show finished. That show was a hot mess. So we lead into the Marvels now. And like I said, even just to understand what's going on, the film starts with the ending of Miss Marvel. So if you've watched the Miss Marvel's TV show.
The one with the,
With the Asian girl. This is where it picks up.
Kamala. Her name's Kamala. Is it
Kamala? That's it.
I was about to call her Kamala Harris, but she's not Kamala Harris. That's the vice president. Kamala.
Yeah. So it starts with the end of that series. Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
Starts there. So it's like, if you haven't seen that, it's just like, oh, okay, cool. So if you've seen all the shows in that context, it's just a fun show because it's like there's no real story, there's no real plot. It just gets going. There's some good action scenes. There's a really bad scene where people are basically, they communicate by singing, so it's like a musical.
Oh wow!
That was the low, for me. That was a low point of the film.
Oh my
god! Because I didn't get that. So they put on dresses. The guy sings.
Oh, yeah, all right, fair enough.
Everyone sings.
Enough. That's that. Okay.
Yeah. So I was just like, that doesn't land with me. So the film, like I said, goes into a lot of like there's some good action scenes. It's fast paced. It's quite short as well. It's only like an hour and something.
Yeah, I had heard. Yeah, I'd heard it had been butchered, like because the film was done ages ago, but the release was always pushed back, and I heard it went through some real chopping. Yeah. And I'll even say this to you: there's a rumor which I'm going to bring it. We're going to move straight into this. That something South Park did caused them to even edit more before the release because of this Panderverse.
But either way, the film like I said, in context, it's just an enjoyable film. Like,
fair dues.
You got some good fight scenes, you got some funny scenes, you got some idiotic scenes, you got but
was there any strong male characters?
So this is my other point. So I'm halfway through the film's like, I'm thinking, the film's coming to an end, and I'm like, wait, apart from Nick Fury, who's already a clown,
right,
and then Kamala's Mel's and Mel, they're also clowns because they're all like goofy.
I can see that.
I was like, there's no strong male characters. Obviously, everyone's gonna tell me it's Nick Fury, Samuel Jackson's but he's not really, because he's getting bossed around. There's none. And then the villain, do you remember? I've forgotten his name now. The baddie from Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one. Thingy the Destroyer, I think they call him. He had
Ronan.
Malice.
Ronan the Destroyer. Yeah, the blue guy, right? Yeah. He had the hammer in it.
Yeah, so she's basically taken over from him.
Oh, really?
So she also has the same kind of hammer. Yeah, she's taken over from him.
Ah, jeez. Okay.
So I deeped it halfway through the film. I was like, okay, so this is about three like the three superheroes. Miss Marvel's not a problem, is what it is. And it's like, okay, the baddie's also, strong female, cool.
Yeah.
Not a problem. And then go through the film, and I'm just like, okay,
it's quite clear. It's quite clear.
Yeah, I've seen what they've done, and for me, listen, man, ain't trying to get cancelled out here, but like I've seen. We watch what you
I know
say,
what you're saying. Yeah.
It'll be pulled up 10 years from now when you're.
When you're just there chilling. Hey, you said this.
Hey,
you
recording of you.
saying something about the Marvels.
This came to HR.
Well, listen. Let me say this now.
No, but I'll just land. What I'll say is, so, and I was sitting there thinking to myself, the problem that Marvel have had post Endgame is that I feel like they're trying too hard to appeal to certain demographics. So
absolutely.
So this film here,
there's
nothing wrong with it. You've got three female leads, nothing wrong with it. The baddie, female, nothing wrong with it. The director, female. So it's all female, but in this day and age, you don't have to do that. One of the strengths of Marvel coming into Avengers is that everything they did by virtue had a blend of diversity and mixture. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
And you know what? It felt natural.
Exactly. So you had Ant-Man.
Listen, and you know what as well? It always felt exactly right. You had Ant-Man.
I was going to say you had Ant-Man, and then it's like, oh my gosh, you got Ant-Man. And then you had Ant-Man and the Wasp. It was just a natural progression.
That's right.
It just felt natural. Okay, cool. We're going to bring her into the second.
You know what they're not happy about?
What? Go for it.
Is that she's second fiddle, and that's the problem. They want them to be they've got to be. We need to do the diversity, but they have to be the main lead. They have to be the protagonist.
Let me say this.
Well, that falls, and Sean, that goes into the issue with the third Ant-Man film, because I watched the third Ant-Man film, and what they did there was they relegated Ant-Man, and then
in his own damn film. To
the forefront was his daughter
and the mum,
and or his girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
And now to loop it back to Thingy, because I don't even want to do no spoilers here, but like all I'm going to say is that like the best thing about this film, which had me even cheering, was the end credits. Was the
end credits? Wait, he's talking like post credits, right? Something.
Yeah, sorry, the post credits.
Okay, well, okay. Yeah, so there's something going. Okay.
So I don't want to spoil
listen.
anything. But
no, I understand that. Are you saying to me? Let me just ask this, and guys, I'm pretty sure anyone listening at this point, if you were interested in this, you would have seen it by now. But let me just say this.
Okay, should we say?
No. You don't need to say where it is. Wait. I'm just gonna.
No, I have to. You got to, because you guys ain't gonna.
Wait, because I'm gonna want to see this now. All I need to know, and all I need to ask you is this: are we looking at a reveal of someone?
Someone, something, some people.
Oh shit! Okay, no. That's it. I'm gonna go, because let me say this. I have to see that myself.
A character comes.
I have to see it myself.
This is just
I've seen it myself.
I'll
have to see it myself. I'm gonna see that.
A character comes that even everyone in the cinema was like, "Rah, okay."
Okay. So listen, you see, all right.
Here?
You see, I'm smiling at that. Because I had nothing to smile about before that. Nothing to smile about.
That's the best thing, I like the.
Okay.
Are you talking about the Ant-Man post credits?
No, he's talking about Marvels.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't heard nothing about no post credits. Terrence, sorry,
Marvels
you just reminded me to ask you something. I was meant to ask you this before because you weren't on the podcast since we last spoke about Saw X.
Yes,
now, did you know that there's a post credit in that film?
Yeah,
I didn't know there was a post credit.
I
missed it. Yeah, I've only just seen it. Yeah, I missed it. I didn't know.
What do you think happened to the guy with the fake scar?
Well,
man?
the thing is, you know what? It did. No, you know what? It did cross my mind, but I was like, oh, maybe they did something off camera. But then also, because you hear someone's voice, but then you physically see him as well, and that made me very happy to see that. I was like, oh my gosh, I did not even know. My friend did the same thing. He watched it and didn't know, and I was like, yeah, there's a flipping post scene, and I was like, what? Because you just don't expect it with every film. So I got caught out with that. But fair enough.
Also, just to finish off on the Marvel talk, like I said, the post-credit scene is great. It brings back but it introduces what people wanted for a very long time. Yeah. Marvel bought box, so it's not hard to know.
Okay, no, I don't think it's hard to work it out.
And then, one thing that I will talk about, and that's actually in the film, which I don't like, is that they're setting up young Avengers. Don't like it.
Yeah, it's out there now. I think
I did
it,
man.
Yeah, I did put a
James Gunn is doing it. DC's going back to all young Superman.
So what happens is pause for 2 seconds. Anyone doesn't know, Kamala Khan she acts like Nick Fury, and she goes to talk to Hawkeye. You know the girl in Hawkeye?
Yeah, Echo.
Not Echo. Echo's the girl that thingy. Hawkeye had the little Bishop. Is her name Bishop?
Okay. The one in Hawkeye's own series? You mean?
Yeah. Remember he's with another kid that does the bow and arrow thing. She goes and meets her and recruits her, and then says, "Oh, Ant-Man has a daughter. Let's go get her." And then I sat there and I was like,
you know what that is? It's all for that younger audience, isn't it?
No, but do you know what else annoyed me too? And this goes back to my point. It's Kamala Khan, it's Miss Marvel recruiting Kate Bishop, who's the female version of Hawkeye.
That's right.
And then the other person they want to recruit is the female version of Ant-Man. And I was sitting there thinking,
yeah, you know what's going on there. Yeah, it's because look, what I'll say is this. What I'll say is this, and I'll try to do this real quick.
I was like, where's the guy?
They basically it's it comes across a very false and a very unnatural way of sort of like a female kind of we're all together, we're all sticking together, we're doing this hero film for us. But what this proves is, in the numbers of what's going on with this show, with this film and why it's not doing so successful, is that it seems as though that there is a pocket of females who will talk, but they're not, unlike Terrence, won't be a supportive fan. So they'll say a lot of things behind social media and badger anyone who says otherwise, but they won't go and physically buy a ticket to support this thing. And you go back a few months ago and you had something which was probably the epitome of what probably every female, and I say every, but a high number of females are familiar with, and that's Barbie. And it spoke to females on a level, and they all went and supported it.
Film this year.
Right. And guess what? They didn't fake anything. They weren't appealing to me. They weren't appealing to any of us, but their females supported their film. Yes, there was a few guys who went and watched it, but it was very hard to find a female who wasn't at the very minimum intrigued and went and saw it. Even when I saw the first, I was like, oh, there's something about this looks kind of cool. But in the end, I didn't watch. I watched Oppenheimer instead. But what I'm saying is, and I can even take this into somewhere else. We even had a situation in boxing less than 12 months ago where there was an all-female boxing card, and there was a lot of hype and a lot of noise, and a lot of people were talking, and hardly no females turn up to support these females. And I say it and I say it again. People really need to fact check these numbers and really see where's all your real support. Because I tell you now,
but
it's
like
men who've been supporting these things all the time. It's men who be on these comic stuff. And if you insult them and treat them how you treat them, guess what? They just don't turn up.
And interesting, just to carry on from the point you just raised, and that's true, because one of the reasons why a lot of women jumped on to Marvel was because of them, man. I used to drag my
partners,
girl. I drag my girl all the time to watch. Iron Man's out.
Exactly, or Thor, or Black Panther, or them guys. I don't really hear no. There's no female I know who's been like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna go and see Captain Marvel. I don't know any of them.
Exactly.
But I know at the time they were racing to go and see.
This is why their film is flopping. This is why it's flopping. Like the Marvels made like 100 and something mil, and the budget was like a 200 and something mil.
Nonsense, man. Nonsense.
It hasn't even made up its budget.
I was reading that it's one of it's the worst.
It's the worst performing Marvel film ever.
And how, and that just goes to show how misguided the success of the first film was. Because like you said, the only reason why it was so successful was because it was sandwiched in between the Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. So everybody wanted to watch it because they just wanted to know, oh my gosh, this is like da-da-da-da. And this time, the film had to stand on its own, and it couldn't.
Could do it. Well, it had to stand on its own along with the series that hardly nobody's watching, that nobody knows. You'd have to know Rambo because you would have seen WandaVision, and Miss Marvel you would have seen in her show. And from what I last checked, I think Miss Marvel in the on the Disney Plus may have even performed worse than She-Hulk.
No, that did all right. That did all right.
Did it?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That did all right. I watched that as well. That it is what it is, isn't it? For what it is, isn't it?
I guess so. So listen,
outstanding. But anyway,
so moving straight off of that, it will take us into South Park, the Panderverse.
Okay, do I need to mute for this because I haven't watched it? So I don't.
No. Well, I'm not going to do spoilers here. And unfortunately, guys, it turns out I'm the only one who's seen it. What I will say is this: this is probably one of the best things I've seen in a long time, and it really does bring up a lot of cultural issues, and particularly the maneuvering and the behavior at Disney, Marvel, Disney in general, and obviously we're just previously speaking about a Disney film, and they bring up a lot of what we just said, a lot, even deeper with it in a funny way, but also in a way where it's like, man, there's no way to really even really argue that this is not by accident anymore. It's just ridiculous. They also touch on political correctness culture, AI as well, and they go through multiverses. So you will see a lot of gender swapping, a lot of race swapping, and I mean, I'll tell you now, Cartman is a black woman in this show.
Because that's on the poster.
It is, and let me tell you something. There's no offense here. I mean, it literally, it's making satire or something that is actually true. This is what be happening.
But that's South Park. That's why I love it.
No, it is.
That's why I love it.
Yeah,
and they even mention Baldur's Gate in there as well. I won't say how or why, but that made me laugh as well. So I think anyone listening, I haven't said him a lot because most of the panel here has not seen it. But I'll tell you now, get that on your list before they get that taken down or removed, because it does seem to be the plan they want. They don't want it out there because they're mentioning Disney execs by name, Kathleen Kennedy, Bob Iger, going through.
To be honest, South Park is out here dissing Jews. So from when South Park can get away with
You're damn right. They diss anybody.
But they diss everybody, and that's the thing.
Everybody,
to the point that the chef, that was it, Isaac Hayes. He left the show because they were dissing his religion, Scientology, and it was like, but bruv, you've been there while they diss Christianity, they diss all the other religions, and you were there fine. But as soon as they touched Scientology, he was like, he's quitting the show.
Right,
so it's just like hilarious. Yeah, he's a complete hypocrite.
Okay, so sorry, it's Terrence, go on.
No, I was gonna say Chef isn't missed, which is surprising.
What did you say?
He's chef, right? Was he chef?
Yeah, he was chef.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's interesting because that character is not missed. I thought it would.
Be. I'm
a big South Park fan.
Yeah, that was the early days, isn't it? When it first came. He was like, he's the guy they go to and try to get advice, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
I was like, oh no, he's gone. It's going to be different. Nope.
Nah. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we cycle from there and we will move away from those now. So I think we kind of covered movie stuff and I guess a show there. We're going to go back to gaming there. And we're going to have to talk about it, man. You know, Terrence is a fan, as we know. And he's such a fan and a supporter that I'm not sure if he's going to continue being a fan or support after this next one. But let's talk about this Call of Duty. All right.
Like it's the Terrence podcast today.
It does seem. Hey, listen, we were waiting for you. Like, you know, last time you weren't there. We were going to talk about it, but it's like I said at the beginning, listeners. We haven't purchased it. We haven't purchased Call of Duty for years, and Terrence has been a stunt.
I buy it every year.
So support. Well, there you go. Every year. I mean, I don't know what happened, but he seemed to have really got upset, and I'm ready to hear what went wrong at Activision Blizzard. Well, hold on, no. I can't even call them that anymore. Was this one still under Activision Blizzard, or does it say Microsoft on the box?
No, it's Activision.
So it was still an Activision product. Okay. Well, tell us what's wrong. What happened to your beloved Call of Duty?
So as everyone knows, I play Call of Duty the single player. I have no desire to play online in Call of Duty. I just play the single player. It's like a fun little just whatever little action pop flick game. This one, however, oh my gosh, it's dreadful. So obviously, last year was Modern Warfare 2. I remember me and Carl talking about it, saying how they tried to incorporate like Last of Us kind of crafting and stealth, and like they tried to literally, you can see how they tried to push Call of Duty forward in terms of what you did in last year's iteration. They didn't pull it off that well, but you know, A for effort in it. They tried to do something different. So I think alarm bells rang when it was like, oh yeah, we're doing Modern Warfare 3. Everyone's like, wait a minute, that's a bit quick. Like, we know you come out every year, but it's normally alternate. You play it. There was rumors that it was DLC, and you can tell because there's not very much Call of Duty type mission. So we all know what Call of Duty, you know, you play Call of Duty, buildings are falling down, you know, it's bombastic, innit? It's just they always call it the Michael Bay of
it's in the movie, right?
Yeah. That's always had that feel.
Yeah, so I was sitting there thinking, so what like, okay, where what's going on here? Like, where's my explosions? Where's my pew? What's going on? Like, what they do is they've probably got about maybe 2 or 3 levels that are like a Call of Duty level, and even those levels are quite short. But the bulk of the levels are basically you dropped into multiplayer maps with as if you're in Warzone. So you parachute in with no weapons or anything, but then they give you, within seconds, you just find crates that have all sorts of weapons. So you find a crate, you have a flamethrower. You find a crate, you have a rocket launcher. You find a crate, you've got the best machine gun with thermal scopes. I'm just like, what is going on here? And you just go to 3 objectives on the map, press the button to detonate or plant explosives, and the mission's done with bots. Like, I'm just like, what is going on? Like, they didn't even try to mask it in the sense that, like, oh, let's put a little cut. There's no cutscene, nothing. You literally drop into a map and have to like A, B, and C, as if I'm playing Search and Destroy. A, B, and C. Go to whichever one you want to go to first, with just, like I said, bots in your way. Do the objective, and the mission's over. And I'm just like, okay, what now? And then that's
how much was it? Was it its usual price? Has the price changed or anything?
Yeah, it's the usual price, man. Come on, it's Activision, man. They're not going to be like,
that's you know what? Yeah. I mean, I just had to be sure. Because what you're telling me is kind of wild, man. So you're basically telling me you're playing multiplayer with bots.
Basically.
So where's the story? I mean, in a single player. So you're in a single player, and I know like they got those characters that people always talk about in Call of Duty.
Yeah, they're there. Makarov.
What they doing?
They're talking to you on the radio, isn't it? Going, shouldn't be. So okay, Terrence. So it's unlike you to go out Call of Duty like that. So do you have an idea as to what went wrong here? Did these guys just full on just get super lazy? Couldn't be asked? No, I don't think they got super lazy. I think for me, I think as someone who's been gaming for as long as I've been gaming, like I'm not one of those people that likes to come out and call developers lazy or developers crap or whatever.
I understand.
because that's a skill set that you put a computer.
No. I don't mean like that. No. I don't mean like that. What I'm saying is, I don't, because again, I don't think there is.
It's clear what went wrong, right? What went wrong is that because if you listen to the oracle that is Jason Schreier, who knows everything, he basically was like, this year was meant to be Treyarch, but Treyarch needed more time because their game is Black Ops Gulf War, I think it's going to be, but they needed more time, so that's coming out. Yeah, so that's
Gulf
coming
War.
out
That's the 90s, isn't it? 80s,
yeah, so
late 80s, mid 90s, early 90s.
So that's coming out. That's coming out next year. However, because Activision wanted something for this year, they wanted to make.
So they just threw this out.
They threw this out because they wanted to make it as.
So would you then say this wasn't in production for a long time?
Like no, that's what the reports are saying. The reports are saying that they had to make it in like 14 months or something. They had less than 14 months to finish it.
Which I would then use my logic and say they definitely added a few months to that time. I don't think that took 14 months based on what I'm hearing for sure. That's not.
Yeah. So it's just the weight of the machine that is Activision that needs these games pumped out every year, and to justify the price, because if this was a DLC, there's no way they could justify the full price. The marketing, everything around it is like
okay. So any long-term damage, or you think this will just blow over and they'll be back to business next year?
It will 1,000,000% blow over. Because that's the thing with Call of Duty, is that the strength of Call of Duty is its multiplayer. But I've been hearing, I don't play the multiplayer, but I've been reading that the multiplayer isn't great either, because the multiplayer is just remastered maps from.
That's the information I'd come across with some people.
It's literally remastered. There's no new maps. Every map is remastered from the 360 era Call of Duty. So, however, like I said, Treyarch are making it next year. So what happens is, return to form. Go,
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Gulf War.
So you know what? That this is actually going to set them up to have a bigger time next year because of how bad this one is. Next year's one's going to seem even better than probably it should be.
And that's the thing about again, I've been gaming for a long time and like looking at observing gaming news and everything. Like you see this all the time. Gaming media and press like to belittle and trash something, so that it's like the redemption arc, in it. They love it. It happens with Cyberpunk. Everything goes through it, innit? Destiny. No Man's Sky is the best game in the world if you talk to certain people, but like we know how that turned out. So it's the same with Call of Duty, and I can see what's going to happen. Under Microsoft, Call of Duty is so great again. It's like, just mark my words. That's what's going to happen. They're going to praise the hell out of it because it's under Microsoft. It's going to have a Cold War or whatever it's going to have. Like, it's like gaming is so predictable. It's unbelievable. Well, I don't think it's damaged. I don't think it's damaged them. I think they'll be just fine. And I think next year's one will sell even more. It'll be under Microsoft. So, but I would stay unless you're a fan like I was, then go by all means, knock yourself out. Otherwise, I'll stay clear from it.
Okay. All right. So fair dues. This is just a personal one for me. I'll put it in there. I don't own a PS5. I have not played any of the Forbidden, the Horizon games, but I respect them highly. But I was pleased to see, and I don't know, you guys can probably just either throw me off and say, no, Raf, you got it wrong. But I was pleased to see that that there's a physical release of a complete edition of Horizon Forbidden West. Now, some people may be like, what's so special about that? Well, for me, the reason why it's so special is because of physical medium, access to physical medium for me personally, knowing how more accessible it was before, it's good to see a company still giving the option to buy that physically, considering this one's on 2 big Blu-ray, fully packed out Blu-rays with quite a bit of content, not just the DLCs, but the art books, the soundtracks, digital comic, and extras. So my point is that for Sony to be releasing this, I think for me it shows that we have at least another generation of optical drives. in machines. I remember there was a little bit of scaring that, oh my God, everyone's going to go digital. And also the sales for digital has been going through the roof. It's always thrown me off a bit when you buy a game that's yearly released and you're buying it digitally. That's very, very I still can't get my logic around that. And I throw that at something like FIFA. So if you buy FIFA in 2020 and in 11 months you buy the next one, 2021, 2022, you got all these FIFAs there with nothing else you can do with them because they're obviously made obsolete by the one that comes within the next year. If, however, you buy a game digitally, say a game that only really has a cycle of, let's say, 3 to 4 years, something like Spider-Man or a Zelda or something like that, it's not so bad. And there's also the reselling, which we know is obvious. You can't really resell a digital game. But my point was, as I said, it was good to see this because, as I've said before, we're losing. I mean, I'm going to say this. I'm not saying I'm out there out there on the streets, but I don't really see. We're in the UK, so I don't really see game that much anymore. I don't even, sometimes you see someone who said they bought this in game or they're going to go to the game store or, I don't even really see that. I think I see more people with computer exchange bags or telling me they've gone to computer exchange to buy secondhand stuff, whether it be a console or even a game at that point. But, that's my point with Horizon Forbidden West. Do either of you have anything to add to that or take away from that?
I know, like you said, I feel like I don't think we'll get rid of physical media. It's probably more stores, right? That's the high street. The high street's disappearing because you are right about that. You can still, people still buy a lot of physical media. You just buy it online and you buy it on Amazon.
That's true. That is true.
I bought Spider-Man. What's that new one? Across the Spiderverse.
Okay. Oh wait, hold on. That is interesting. Do you still buy like Blu-rays and DVDs and that, Terrence?
I buy specific films on 4K. So like I bought I bought that. I bought Inception on 4K.
Wow, Inception. Have you watched that yet? Have you watched it in 4K?
Yeah, I watched it ages ago. No, I ain't watched the 4K version. And then I bought Into the Spider-Verse. The new one was on sale, wasn't it, for Black Friday for cheap?
How much?
That up.
How much is the sale on that now?
I picked it up for like £8.
That's fair. Okay. Yeah, and that was the recent one that came out in summer, right? That's
the new one. Yeah. The 4K version, which are normally £25. So I buy specific things on 4K. Like I bought John Wick 4 on 4K. I don't just buy whatever.
Okay, so you want that full-on cinematic blowout kind of, so you'll get the 4K max resolution. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I'm like that, because I like the whole 4K,
of course,
Dolby Atmos. Like I've got that whole setup with the sound, everything. I like that. Like when I watch, like people, like I'm probably the worst person to watch something with, because it's like if I put something on Netflix.
Is it full blast? Are you playing it full blast in that?
Not even full blast. Like I don't like it if the quality doesn't go straight to 4K. Like sometimes.
Yeah. That is. You know what? That's very, very annoying. Like you watch one thing, and you'll see such a big drop where you're like, oh no, is this buffering or something? Why is it looking like that? You realize
and I'll look at it and I'll be like,
it's just annoying. It is annoying.
But and then I read into it and I realized that sometimes the Netflixes and Disney Plus, they can sometimes like put a limit on like the bit rate coming down.
Yeah, no, they can.
Stuff,
more so Disney.
So annoying.
I noticed it with Disney a lot. Yeah. You remember Mandalorian? Mandalorian was like, if you wanted to, I don't know, showcase something, Mandalorian was that thing to showcase. But in more recent times, it wasn't looking like how it looked originally. I was looking at things.
Exactly.
I don't know about this right now. You can tell
what's going on here, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So and that's one of the reasons why I like physical media for films, because like I said, I do.
Yes.
I do. I'm one of those people that I do like to just put on a 4K film and just enjoy.
It is.
As opposed to streaming. Like I tend to find that I normally stream series, because it's very rare that like.
Well, I'll say this, and the two that stand out to me for real visual visual feat, and these are very stark differences. Westworld was very visually like captivating, and also recently, I think you'd be hard pressed to beat House of Dragons.
Yeah, but I was just about to say, I knew you'd say that, but you know why.
Now.
But you know why? That's HBO.
Yeah, HBO don't play games at all.
Because it's the same with The Last of Us. The Last of Us looks quality,
literally. And I'll say this now, like I had to raise my hand on this because recently there was like some soundtracks being played, and they were all HBO soundtracks amongst a few people, and they were like, and then one soundtrack come up I didn't know, and a theme, and it was for a show I have not seen, and I totally forgot it was a HBO show. And Sean, we were on the phone about this the other day, True Blood, and I was like, damn, I have not seen that, and I've always heard how good it was. And it had a very recognizable intro theme, like how you had The Wire, it had this one, Oz had this one.
Yeah,
True Sopranos.
True Blood is like the original Twilight, mate. Like
this is exactly what people are saying.
That's how you do vampires and werewolves. And
that's exactly what the conversation was.
I love True Blood. I love.
Ross, you got another one. So see that? So see, Sean. There's another guy. I must be. I'm the only jabroni who ain't seen the show.
Yeah, but I've been telling you for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, have you seen it, Sean? Have you seen it, Sean?
Yeah, of course, man. True Blood is sick.
I ain't seen that. But no, my point is though. No, guys. My point is, I had no idea it was a HBO show. I thought that it was the same people who did Dexter. I don't know why. I just assumed it was this is the same company, the same production we did Dexter. But I had literally went over my head that it was a HBO show. It just wasn't. If you look at it at the time it was out, it just didn't have, if you get what I mean, that kind of HBO consistency. HBO went from Oz, Sopranos, The Wire, Broadwalk Empire. How the hell did True Blood end up in there? I'm like, what? Like a vampire thing? Just threw me off a bit. So that's there.
You see, and I think that's probably like your, I don't know, like bias or whatnot, because
ignorance.
That's the word, ignorance. That's the word,
ignorance. Straight up.
When you watch True Blood, you're like, this is a HBO show. That's what I'm trying to say. It's nothing. It's nothing like Twilight, or whatever. It's those themes.
Gritty, man.
It's gritty. It's violent. It has more sex than Game of Thrones.
Now tell me this, guys. Now this is funny, because I'll come back to this. I heard a content. Now this is again, so it got brought up, right? And people are getting overexcited. And they mentioned the actress who played Rogue is in True Blood. And they were saying, don't be tricked by how she was in X-Men. Because Rogue in X-Men was very passive. She was just like, everyone knows how Rogue's meant to be. But she was just there in the film and weren't really saying much. And he was like, we know Rogue's all super strong and all of this and that. You know something? You know what would be good? I'm just saying this. Wouldn't it be funny if they had Rogue from X-Men make an appearance? And I'm not saying I've seen the post-credit scene, Terrence, but it's just made me think of this. She came in, stole Captain Marvel's powers, because that's what happens in the comics and the cartoons, if any of you lot remember that. And then that's how we get rid of Captain Marvel. And that's how we introduce Rogue in the X-Men. Because remember, she didn't have none of those powers in all the films that we had, them first 3 X-Men film or 4 of them. She was just there, if you get what I mean. And I'm not sure you guys do get what I mean. But yeah.
I know what you mean, but again, it's two different shows and actors, isn't it? Like she's playing a role.
But no, what I'm saying is you could be, because understand, I only know her for being an X-Men, and I was just like, you are not Rogue, man. Why are you just, you know what Rogue's like, and she weren't nothing like it. But then I've heard her completely different in True Blood, but I'm sure I'll see. So anyway, moving away from that now, we take ourselves onto some hardware conversations here. And Terrence, I know you haven't only just purchased games, but it would seem you also purchased the PlayStation Portal, I think it's called, right?
Yeah.
So although
PSP, right?
Yeah, well, there you go. So before we get into that, I will touch on the Steam Deck OLED, okay? Because this should be brief. So the Steam Deck OLED came out. How old is the Steam Deck, by the way? Does anyone know? Is it a year, 2 years?
3 years, 2 years?
It can't be 3 years. Is it 3 years?
Maybe 2.
Well, okay, that went kind of quick. But anyway, so the OLED has arrived, and a lot of people were under the impression it's just like, oh, you know what, you got the OLED screen. But it would seem that there's a bit more than that going on. They just haven't really publicized it. There are games that are getting way more frames than they do originally on the original Steam Deck.
You know, they put down a little hardware bump as well.
Oh, they did. Okay.
But it's not the next generation Steam Deck. That's where.
Well, no. There's no claim for that. Not at all. But
I checked. Steam came out last year.
Wow. You see, I knew it weren't years. You know what? I knew it wasn't years. When you're saying years, it can't be years because
it came out February last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
So this is it. It's not the next gen version.
No, that's right.
And they've already spoke about next gen version. I think it was with Kotaku, and they were like, yeah, they've got that in the works. So you will be seeing that in the next year or two. So that's why you have to think.
No, man,
like,
it can't be that
in the next couple of years. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hardware, man. I mean, why wouldn't they? I mean, the Switch 2 is going to be out next year.
Yeah, but that's years later. The original Switch came out in 2017. A whole new Switch is still not out.
Remember, Steam Deck is not. It's not.
I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, you're right.
They're not like a console. They're not in that market.
That's very true. Damn. You know what, Sean? I didn't think of it like that. You know. Yeah, I didn't think of it like that. So you're right. It's true. Every year,
manufacturer releases stuff every year.
That's the point. Well, I don't know what to say then. So maybe even wait even longer. But anyway, as far as the Steam Deck goes, OLED, I'm happy with what I'm seeing there. I like the idea of it. The price point seems a bit better than I originally when the originals came out. I didn't really like the price points, but you're getting a whole terabyte of space now, which was a thing for me because everything on there is digitally, and that stuff really eats up space. So we now have a Steam Deck OLED. Looks nice, looks great, faster download speeds, I'm quite happy to see it. Anybody?
Anyone? You don't have it?
No, I don't have it, Terrence. No.
Are you considering getting it, Terrence?
I couldn't justify that purchase right now. I couldn't do it.
No.
As a way I want to get PC, into having a PC, is that a way into PC gaming for you, Terrence?
He's an anti-PC guy.
Right, where does it have ports for me to plug in my keyboard and mouse?
There we go. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Can it run Office 365 though?
Hey, listen, that subscription based so subscription based
365
application.
Yeah, that's funny.
If it can run 365, I'm down. No, not really. I think if I was to get into PC game, I think I'd want
it's a laptop.
PC,
laptop. I would say for now, I kind of advise people, listen, the laptops are in the best space they've ever been in.
Yeah, because the whole point for me to jump into PC game, the whole point is that fidelity in it, that 4K 90 frames per second. If Steam Deck ain't doing that, what's the point in it? I might as well play whatever I'm playing on my PSP portable and just stream it.
I guess so. You listen, you got a point. Anyway, so moving from that, the PlayStation Portal. Again, a supporter of Sony hardware. We have Terrence. He didn't waste no time. I think didn't you get the you got the headset earlier this year as well, right? The
PSVR 2.
There you go.
I can't lie. I've not even tell that.
Terrible.
Damn. What is it? Collecting dust as well.
Again, man. What's wrong with this guy?
But this is the problem with VR though. It just lacks content.
I think I've got the Horizon game, but I'm just like, I haven't played Horizon 2. So I need to play Horizon 2 before I play the Horizon VR game.
Terrence cracking me up.
Yeah, I told you, I'm
it's a bit mad, isn't it? It's a bit mad.
Like I said, I'm that. In my head, I've got the time, I can do this, but in reality,
in reality, it's like, what are you talking about? You got this to do, that to do, you can't be late, blah blah blah. It's like, that's the kind of crap I be having. I'm like, man. And then sometimes by the time, I might have to join you on that because listen, even me sometimes the time. No, that I'm cool with this. I'll tell you what it is. It's the allocating the time properly. So I'll be like, I'll get to the point where I'm like, I think I'm gonna game, and then I'll just be like, I can't be arsed. Let me just fling this on it. And next thing you know, that opportunity's gone down the drain. So I'm definitely neglecting certain areas of my gaming wants, but it will be addressed. And again, it's been, we can't, the funny thing is, when you look at the iconic year we've had as gamers all over the board, no matter what games you play, if you're involved in gaming in any capacity, you've had a year like none other. You can't be blamed for not being able to touch everything. It's just, and imagine, there's things that didn't even come to my attention until recently. I can't remember the names of some of these titles, but there have been some other titles that have been seriously good, but they were not mainstream. And I'm like, what can you do? There's only one of you. There's only one. You're only one person, so you only can do what you can do. But please do tell us about your experience with this PlayStation Portable, please.
Yeah, so I was talking to Sean earlier about it. The PlayStation Portable is it's an interesting device. It's definitely a device that I wouldn't say is a must-have, is a need. It's definitely a luxury accessory in the sense that it doesn't do nothing that probably a device in your house can't do already. And what I mean by that is it's basically a streaming handheld or a streaming controller. I think my biggest disappointment from it is that it doesn't connect directly to the PS5. So my first thought was like, oh, this is like a Wii U. So whatever's on my PS5 will just, transition straight to the PlayStation Portable. But the PlayStation Portable actually streams it via the internet. So you have to be connected to like the same Wi-Fi points in the house and all of that stuff. It's all via Wi-Fi. It's not direct connection to the PlayStation, which I think sucks in that sense. However, the actual feel of having a PlayStation 5 game in your hand and using the PS Portable, because it basically has the DualShock. I'm saying DualShock, sorry, the DualSense controller. So you're effectively, the experience isn't unchanged, if I'm making sense. In the sense that like, oh, great, I played Spider-Man on it. I was like, yeah, this feels great. But like I said, it's streaming, and that's the only thing that I'm just like, why does it have to be streaming? Because it's basically spitting a video image to your screen. But yeah, man, outside of that, it has all the haptic feedback, all the controls and everything
is there any delay? Is there input delays and stuff, or is that not?
So I haven't tested a lot of things out on it. I've tested out FIFA, and obviously FIFA is quite responsive. It felt good. Okay. There's clearly not that much. There's like in my house, and yeah. So this is the thing. About it's so hard to measure the performance of the PlayStation Portable, because it really is dependent on your setup at home. So I have the setup I have at home, like I said to you guys, I just upgraded my Wi-Fi, everything. So if I have my PlayStation on my fast Wi-Fi connection, and it's wired to that connection, so I'm getting very fast speeds, and then I have my portable on the same Wi-Fi network. So for me, I have a seamless experience. It's great. It's fantastic. It's nearly one to one.
Yeah.
But I could go to someone else's house,
and it'd be very different, wouldn't it?
And it might be a very different experience just based on their internet. And so that's why I said it's quite disappointing that it doesn't connect straight to the PS5, because if it transmitted and connected straight to the PS5, it will spit there's exactly one for one from what's going on with the PS5, not what's going over the internet. So that's why it's so hard to gauge it, because like I said, I always say to people, if you want to know what it's like, just get your phone and do remote play. There's no difference. And whatever experience you get on your phone is the experience you'll get with the PlayStation Portable, because there's literally no difference from me doing remote play on my phone to remote play on the PlayStation Portable. It's the same setup, it's the same everything. The difference is the PlayStation Portable has a nice screen and it's the DualSense controller, whereas your phone is your phone, isn't it? So like I said, it's a luxury accessory, and I don't think it's an accessory that I don't think was needed. Like it's not needed, but when it works great. It depends on your household. It depends on what your situation is. you know, it's good if someone's using them. If you know, if your other half wants to watch, because your other half might not be a Marvel fan no more. She might want to go back to keeping up with the Kardashians. She might be back to keeping up with the Kardashians, so you can sit on the sofa and
play your game.
And play your game while she's watching Kardashians, because you both can't watch Avengers no more because she doesn't watch Marvel. So there we go.
Pick your poison, man.
I mean that's where the use is at, isn't it? I always like the use case would be like, you know, you don't want to disturb the TV. You might have kids, family, they're watching something.
Exactly.
And then that's where it makes sense.
I agree with that.
But how much is the device?
Yeah, I was about to say, how much is it? Yeah.
Oh, it's 200.
I'll tell you something. This PS5 it has a lot of expensive accessories. They seem to be really getting that money through them accessories. Because I can tell you that thing is not. It probably doesn't have. The screen is an LCD screen, right?
Yeah, but it's see, the thing is, like I have an OLED TV, right? And I know people who have LCD, and and the one
is just flexing on everyone, boy.
Yeah, listen, he's carrying in, man. He's like, man, I've got an OLED TV. I've got the super duper sounds.
Yo, peons that ain't on no thingy.
What I mean is like the LCD. I had an LCD, and I don't think there's any much like difference between. Not that there's. I don't think there's that much drastic difference between an OLED, I can't speak now. OLED TV and an LCD TV. For me, I get the improvements, but I think sometimes.
Okay. Let me ask you this then, because you're talking about
because what I was gonna say is that when it comes to LCD screens, where we are now, you've got some really good LCD screens. You've got some LCD screens that look terrific. And the PlayStation Portable LCD screen, and I don't know whether it's because of the form factor and because of the small size. It looks great. Like the colors pop, everything. It doesn't look bad at all. If it was an OLED, I feel like, you know, to some degree, I feel like OLED has just got this added onto it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's like ray tracing.
It's more vibrancy. There is vibrancy to the colors though. Like if you
like people, like Sean says, people don't want to play a game if it ain't got ray tracing. But then like if it doesn't have ray tracing, the lighting effects that it has is also quite good. Like not every game has ray tracing. So when you're playing a game and it has great light, that's not ray tracing. It's just great light. And I feel it's the same with LCD. LCD and OLED. I feel like sometimes people think they're just conditioned to think, oh, OLED, I need that.
No, you don't need that. No, especially you know, when it comes to like, you know, you're gaming. I think, you know, like I play on my Nintendo Switch handheld and it's not OLED. It's perfectly fine. Like it's just like, especially on a smaller screen, what you have is pixel density. And that makes images look so much better, sharper, and you know, it's nicer when you're looking at a smaller screen anyway. But when you know you blow up a picture, you put it on a massive screen. That's when, all right, now vibrancy is really gonna matter, because things could look blurred out and faded out and stuff like that, and colors could look faded. But on a smaller screen, it looks good enough. So you're not like obviously you get OLED and you get something that supports HDR. You can then get blown away by it. And that's the thing about it. Content has to support it as well. So you get OLED screen, but you need something that actually supports HDR to get that color and vibrancy in there to see the real effects of it as well. And that's when you see like it,
Do you remember? Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the time when you remember when everybody was buying 4K TVs, but we're playing like
but there's no
1080p content. People were like,
it made no damn sense. It made no sense.
4K content. You're not playing
nothing supporting it.
Exactly. And
it's the same. It happened a lot with. There was even a generation of graphics cards that had all this technology. It was around the time when the 360 came out, but the games were being based around the consoles, so you weren't getting the real juice out of what you bought. So you bought this high-end graphics cards, and it was like, where's the games for this? And they weren't there. And it's wild. So
funny.
That that's interesting, Terence. Really interesting. So we are swiftly moving on to the very little that is left. And this is another one from me now, and it's Aquaman 2. Now, I wasn't excited about Aquaman 2 as much until I think there was a teaser, and then there seemed to be a trailer. Now, the rumors are it's in the same boat that that Captain Marvel was in. Obviously, he had the issue with Johnny Depp's ex-wife, who they wanted to try and remove from Aquaman 2 as much as possible, but I think she won some legal cases that blocked them from doing that. So that's caused all kind of development issues. But what I am happy about, from what I've seen, is that the villain seems to be Black Manta. Now, anyone who's seen Aquaman, the first one, I thought he was a pretty good off villain in that film. I actually do like the actor as well. He was in the recent Candyman, and also he was in Watchmen. He was Dr. Manhattan as Watchmen in the series. So I'm quite happy with that. But the thing, I say it again, it just seems to be for a film that I'm pretty sure is less than a month away at this point. I see no promotion whatsoever. So I'm going to confidently say that they probably know what's going on and it may not be good. And again, that was another, was that $1 billion? Was that in $1 billion? That made $1 billion as well, I believe, Aquaman. I think that was extremely successful. It was extremely successful when it seemed like it wasn't meant to be. So I have a feeling we're going to.
What's that guy named? Jason
Momoa. Yeah. So, and it was a good film. Like it was a good film.
Yeah, they couldn't have casted Aquaman, a character who's not very interesting on his own. They couldn't have casted it better. Like Jason Momoa was the perfect casting to make Aquaman even interesting at all. So
and you know what's funny? Listen to this. Let me say this. It's so funny you say that because Snyder gets a lot of stick, right? For apparently choosing a very bad cast for the Justice League, and I'm like, I couldn't agree less. I actually think he did his team or whoever, they did some very good casting. But what I think at the time, when the reveals
Wonder
were
Woman, Superman.
But check this though, Sean. Remember, when Wonder Woman was revealed, everybody was like, "What? She's a bit scrawny. What's this? This ain't no Wonder Woman." Until she turned up in Batman v Superman, it was like, okay, you know what? I think this one's kind of good. And then we see what happened there. But Aquaman, at first I wasn't too sure. But listen, again, this is another thing, Terrence. You know how many females went to watch Aquaman?
Yeah, but you know why? Man's top.
Exactly. And this is my point. So
you need to know something, man. I've been hearing through the grapevine lately on the internet. So like Reddit has been taking a stance against people using the word females. Apparently that's becoming a slur.
Okay.
Female.
Well, listen, I'll say this to you.
What am I meant to call them?
No, listen. And I'll also say this. Listen, I'll also say this as well. That it was brought to my attention that even we have obviously LGBTQ is an acronym for what those letters mean, right? But apparently one community within the LGBTQ, and that is I think it's gay. Like I don't think that community wants to be classed. You can't call them gay. If someone's gay, you don't say gay. Or or you don't say homosexual, one or the other. Like, so it's got to the point where, like, even for me, I'm quite open and happy to say, listen, I can say something, and if it is proven that I'm wrong to say, I've got no problem in saying I didn't know at the time. Because I'm telling you now, it's getting difficult. I was even with someone the other day, and yes, this is being recorded, and I'm just saying it how it was. I referred to dwarfs, right? So we all know what dwarfs are. Yeah, and I got corrected on the spot. Hey, you can't actually say dwarfs. No, and I said, well, what do you mean? And they said, no, it's called a small person. And I said, oh, okay.
Little people.
Right. Listen to this. So I said, wait
midget
for it.
Is that the thing as
right,
well?
Midget, all of that. Because what it was, I'll tell you how the conversation came about. We was talking about algorithms on phones. So she must have watched something. She watched one video on Chris Eubank, and then her phone just got bombarded. And I said, yeah, that's algorithms for you. And then I said something to her about, I got really upset one time. Someone sent me something to do with midgets. And then all I kept getting for about 2-3 weeks was midgets. And I was like, man, what? And I was getting mad. I was like, why am I still seeing it? I don't look at this stuff. Why am I seeing this stuff? Google, I'm like, whoa, this has to stop.
We can't keep same on this show, you know?
right. So listen. So I was like, hold on, what is this? So she started, so that's where it came from. So it started with me, then I said, she goes, no, you actually can't say that. So I was like, what? She goes, no. But check this. No, she was cool. She was like, no, look, it's happening. Like, there's certain things you can't say. So I said to her, hold on a minute. So this means this really wasn't a joke. You know Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs?
Yeah.
That was meant to be coming. And I heard it was called Snow White and the Seven Small People. I thought they were taking the piss. But no, that's what it's called.
Oh,
Snow
really?
White.
Man.
Yeah, it's called that. Snow White and the Seven Small People.
Yeah,
wow.
So we can't say dwarfs anymore. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I was like, what? I said to myself,
so very different, man.
So I was like, wow.
Yeah,
so,
man.
yeah.
I didn't know dwarfs was an offensive
I didn't know that neither because,
I mean,
you know,
we weren't seen as that before.
No,
but
I didn't know that. Because check it, even Tyrion in Game of Thrones, like, no. It's just, they removed it completely. It's just going to be called Snow White.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they removed it. So originally it was Small People, but now that had like what you're doing, so it's okay. We just call it Snow White, starring let's just say starring a Mexican woman, I believe. It's Snow White. So yeah. So anyway, so there you go. But
I mean,
there's not much. That was
another thing about Snow White not being white, and people were having a hurrah about that.
It just you look left, you look right. Is a problem everywhere, and you know, it is what it is at this point.
Yeah, because I heard Little Mermaid didn't do too well either, innit?
No, it didn't. But that
it didn't.
Listen,
I'm really surprised. I thought it did. I thought loads of people went and watched that.
No. And listen, that takes us back to one of
it did well on streaming. It did well on streaming.
It did do well on streaming because I think I heard about it a lot more around the time it was released than when it came out in the cinema.
It was like the most streamed something.
And that you see that there, that takes us right back to probably our most popular episode, which was the private conversation made public, which we touched on those stuff. I touched on that stuff last year, and to see it come through full circle and be as chaotic as it's now being, it just goes to show you, man. It really is not it. But now it's just going in all kind of different places where you just can't even keep up now. So there you go. Can't say this, can't say that.
I hear you. Like I said, for me, I've always been one of those people that I was like, yeah, representation is great, but my asterisk has always been where it makes sense, and a lot of things are not making
sense anymore. That's
like I said, watching what I know I'm gonna go back to it, but like I said, watching the Marvels, like I was just baffled. I was just like, we don't need this.
No, not at all.
It's fine to mix it up, you know.
It does more harm than good at this point.
Yeah,
and that's what really bothers me.
Girl magic.
Yeah,
like,
just
if you see the context,
it's so out of place.
It was just disgusting.
Yeah, like what are you doing?
Like,
and
you're telling her to fly. You're telling her to fly, and she flies when you scream at her, use black girl magic. What?
Yeah, and then listen, Terrence, from that point, then what happens when you hear him say it to the other one? Use Mexican girl magic or white girl magic. You know, then what are we doing? So I'm just like, man, there's, you know what I mean? There's certain things that belong internet talk, and then there's certain things that belong in the films, and that's not one of them. You know what I mean? It's just like,
you know what's cringe about is when I look at the posters, you got obviously the white woman center stage, black woman to the side, Asian woman to the other side. I'm like, wow, you really are just diversity flag even on the posters. It's like, all right, but yet white people are still center stage. You know, it's like.
They're not doing it at all.
As much as you try to change, you're not actually changing anything.
You're not changing exactly.
And that's
exactly.
That's the point that you just hit nail on the head. Like, really, you're not because what you're doing is you still got the center. The center's still the center. You're just trying to fluff it with crap around it. But at the end of the day, you're still, you know. And that film flopped. And like I said, there's been a lot of talk and discourse around it. I think even Stephen King came out and said he don't like Marvel films, but he doesn't get why like people are happy that it failed because it's by a female director and a female this and a female that. So a lot of people are talking about it, but we all know why. We all know why that film didn't do well.
But this is the thing: people don't want to be honest about it. That's the problem. There's no consistency or integrity involved whatsoever. and they try to pander it off.
Yeah,
No pun
and they
intended
won't
there.
blame the writing or the directors. They'll
Nah.
blame the misogynist.
Yeah,
fan
they'll
base.
blame.
That's what
Yeah,
they say. The
they'll
fan
say,
base is
it's
toxic.
them. It's those toxic
Yeah.
fans.
Toxic
toxic?
masculinity. That's what
Yep.
they call it.
Toxic masculinity. Yeah, I haven't. You know what? I haven't heard that one for a while. You know, toxic masculinity. I haven't heard that.
How can you? The Marvels have no males. There's no toxic masculinity to be had.
Shit, yep, I haven't heard that in a while.
There's
Toxic
no men in
masculinity.
that
It's been a while. Yeah, there's no men to even.
Yeah, but they say the fan base is that, innit? And that's what they. Remember,
That's
they tried to
wild.
pull that card on Henry Cavill. They're trying to say,
Yeah.
he's toxic. He's a toxic masculine gamer. They were using all these
toxic masculine gamer.
He uses a lot of the boys' club wording.
Yeah, they
and
really
stuff like
tried
that.
it.
I was like, wow,
They really tried it.
They really tried it.
Well, anyway, listen.
Is.
So listen. Aquaman 2 doesn't come out till December the 22nd. That looks to be. Say again, sorry. Yeah. It was delayed.
Wow, I've not seen no more.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right. Nothing.
Yeah. Nothing.
I thought the film was out next year. I didn't think it was.
No, the film's out this year.
It's out in 4 weeks. What I will say,
I've seen nothing for it. Nothing.
What I will say, I think is, and guys, we've done this before, so I'll just bury it quickly. But this is all part of burying what was left of the original DCU. I think they're just not pumping any money. Yeah. After what happened with the Flash as well, they probably have no more funds.
Probably after what happened with Shazam, because wasn't Shazam?
No, but Shazam was before Flash. Shazam, as I said, Shazam was one of my worst. Hey, listen, remember, I'll say this, Terrence, you just went through it with the Marvels, right? I went through it with Shazam too, man. And like I said, I wouldn't advise anyone to watch that. That was real bad, unless you're watching certain segments of it just for for research purposes. But that was it was bad, man. Like I was horrified when I watched that. I was just like, how did you not do this? Because what DC had done, they'd taken things that looked like they weren't gonna do well, because it was already almost like, Justice League was trash, blah 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 blah. And then the single films were really proving themselves, from Shazam, Aquaman, Wonder Woman. It was like, whoa, okay, you guys are strong in this area. All their sequels consistently have been below par or bad.
When they have the main guy crying on social media about not having any creative freedom,
you can tell. Like, put it this way, when you watch something and then you watch this and it's completely hold on a minute, this man is completely different. What is this? And I didn't even know what you just told me there, but it was just completely different thing.
Man, he was crying on social media saying that
completely different.
They weren't allowed to do any of the things they wanted to do. Mm-hmm. He was apologizing to the fans.
I called it last December, and I said I didn't really trust what was going on with bringing in Gunn, and I do believe that there is self-sabotage taking place before Gunn gets full control into what's happening next, because it's not it. I don't know. I'm half concerned and not concerned with Aquaman 2, because it does look good. James Wan's still involved. And as I said, I do like.
The thing is, Flash was good. No, I didn't think there was nothing wrong.
No, Flash was good. It was good.
Flash was good.
It was a good film. I enjoyed it.
And there'll be the last of the Zack Snyder films. But seeing James Gunn, I'm like, he's come from Marvel, and he's also got the same idea as Marvel. He's going for younger as well, younger Superman, younger. It's all this younger cast stuff going on. So and I get it. The fans of Marvel and DC are getting old, so they're obviously trying to appeal to a younger.
But listen, you say that. But listen to this. Hold on, stop. Let me say this to you, Terrence. I think you're about to say the same thing as me. Listen, myself and Terrence, we had this conversation, I think through voice notes, and we both said, now, Terrence, you can even correct me at any point you feel I'm wrong. All the youngers that we are around, and I'm talking from 14 down to about 7, they are not interested. They are when I say not interested, if I even ask, hey, you want to come and watch I'll take you to cinema watch, they don't even want to go watch these things now. So that younger audience that they seem to be thinking are there, they're not there for it.
No, but they're also wrong in the sense that when we were kids, the superheroes were adults. We didn't look up to kid superheroes. We looked up to adult superheroes. They were adults.
That's right.
And that was great for us. That's what they don't get. That's why they're making such a mistake with making
they're out of touch,
all the superheroes young, because they don't understand that. When we were kids, all the superheroes were adults, and we liked that. It was fine. We didn't want kid superheroes.
It's true.
And that's where they completely got the wrong idea with trying to appeal to a younger audience with younger superheroes. Oh, look, Spider-Man's in school, so it's relatable. You know, when I grew up, Spider-Man was he worked a 9 to 5. He was a photographer, you know what I'm saying? Like that Superman worked at the bloody the Daily Bugle, whatever they called it.
That's right. No, was it Daily Bugle?
These were adults, yeah. Like, well,
Yeah.
Planet.
No, it's the isn't the Daily Bugle?
Daily Planet. That's it. Daily Planet.
Yeah, the Daily Bugle Spider-Man, innit?
Yeah. So, like that's what I'm saying. They worked full-time jobs. They were grown-ass adults. They weren't kids. And now they're like, oh, we've got to appeal to a young audience, so we've got to make all the superheroes kids now, and they've got to be in school, and they've got to do all the dumb stuff that kids do, and it's just like they don't get that. That's not what appeals to kids. That's not what they want to see. So they're really out of touch, and it shows, and that's why all these problems are happening, because they're way out of touch.
No doubt. Okay, so go on.
What made me laugh was the person who they cast as Superman just looks like a young person.
He's Henry Cavill. Yeah, it's just like it's just like you know what, and you just laugh and say, yeah, you know what, you guys really are full of crap. You go and
taking a piss.
You go and get another version of the guy who basically, and what they say is true. I believe Henry Cavill put himself in a position where he'd been successful enough that he could actually speak his mind. And that can be problematic for some people, like directors and executives. They want you to be automatronic and be a robot and just do as you're told, and don't come telling me about what you know or tell me about what the character doesn't really do. They don't want to hear that. We want you to just do. We want to take your top off and look sexy in a bathtub. And he turned around and said, no, I ain't doing that. What am I doing? No, just do it. And he said, no, forget it, and I'm out of it. You know what I mean? So he's at that level where he's been he's been one of us, in the sense that he's been someone who's been a supporter or a fan of the medium that he's now working in. He's not someone who's never imagine you consciously say, I've never read one of these comics, but this is how I think it should go. What do you mean? Yeah, now you're just injecting your own thoughts on something without even respecting the source material.
Wasn't there a director who said that he only casts people who don't know the source material?
Yeah, that's what's his name?
Someone said that.
Yeah, it's how am I even forgetting his name here? The guy, Guardians of the Galaxy guy.
What is it, James Gunn? Yeah,
James Gunn said that.
And I was like, he wants to get people that, and that's probably why.
No, but I'll say this though. No. What I'll say is this. Notice James Gunn has a tendency, and it's a strength of his. He works very well with obscure, lesser known characters within comic mediums. And I guess that can work in the sense of he prefer you haven't read them, because he can get away with changing lesser known characters.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
But if you're going to come to me and tell me you've got someone who's going to go and play Superman. Listen, you're going to go and play the A-team. You're going to go and play the A-team of superheroes and not have read anything. We got a problem. We have got a problem. And that don't work like that. That's because, listen, what's his name? John Cena was reading Peacemaker. And James Gunn was like, no, we don't need you to do that. Don't do that. But that's someone obviously taking the role serious. Like anyone would. Anyone serious about their job, anything they're doing, they'd be like, look, if I can find something to help me more, let me do it. And that's what was going on. All them guys in Guardians of the Galaxy had no familiarity with the Guardians of the Galaxy whatsoever. And those are James Gunn's versions of those characters. We all know Drax is not like that. Drax the Destroyer was created to destroy Thanos. He is a complete monster in the comics, but James Gunn's version.
He's a bloody comedian.
Yeah, he's a comedian, and it works because Thing is such a good actor, and the way he does it is so well that you can't help but laugh at some of it. But we know in the back of my mind that ain't how it's supposed to be. And then if you saw, that's not Drax, and even a Star-Lord, that's not Star-Lord. That's James Gunn's versions of those guys, but they are
all
good.
Of those characters. All of
them.
And
to be fair, I didn't even know them until that film came.
You did, Sean. You did. You know what? You would have known of them, but not known of them deeply, because they did used to cross over. You would have seen them. I mean, they even popped up in the Phoenix. In the Phoenix Wars in the X-Men, I'm pretty sure Star-Lord and them were there. Anything to do with the Infinity Stones as well. Remember, that was a massive crossover of every comic. Those guys were popping up all over the place. So
I remember
Rocket Raccoon. You would have seen him before.
But you know,
even if you
No,
didn't
I
really read.
didn't know who they were until that.
But you know what it is? It's one of those things that they would have probably popped up whatever, but you still would not have known
Yeah,
them.
you wouldn't have known
You wouldn't know what they're about. Like they
That's
popped
true.
up and
Yeah,
show
that's
up
it. But
to do-
remember, they weren't the big, they weren't the Hulk or Spider-Man or the big guys. They weren't that. They were like the lower level guys. You know, the obscure ones that they had fans, but only like the fandom of those were a lot smaller than the mainstream. Because remember, know this, Iron Man weren't big time. He was big time in the Avengers, but on his own, he weren't big time on his own.
Yeah, but Iron Man only became big time because Marvel. That's the only character Marvel had.
That's right.
Because they sold off everyone else, so they
That's
developed.
correct.
They developed.
They had to. Yeah. They had to bring.
That's why now. Every version of Iron Man is like Robbie Downey Jr. Man, I was watching one of the Avenger cartoons. I was like, oh, this is just Robbie Downey Jr.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
like they've like because Iron Man wasn't that popular, like you said. He was never popular.
He was not.
Like remember the leader of the Avengers was who?
But he would show up in a lot of stuff though.
Captain America.
He showed up. He had
he showed up a lot of stuff like Iron Man because of his tech. He was always like in crossovers. He was in a lot.
Exactly. He was everywhere, but he wasn't like right now. Like in the last couple decades, Iron Man is like
now the most
popular.
No, he's the guy now.
When we were kids, it was not like no one was.
It wasn't Iron Man. It was Spider-Man. And this is what they check it. This is what they've effectively done. I understand this, and obviously we can chat about this all day, but we don't want to do that. It's you take one of the most iconic, and I'll still say this still really turns me. What they were able to do to Incredible Hulk is I could never have imagined them doing, turning him into what they turned him into, knowing that he was what you call an A-lister. He is now no one even wants to see the guy anymore. No one wants to see him.
Bruv, he was scared to fight Thanos.
Right.
The Hulk, who is the very
epitome of a savage,
of anger
and rage,
fury, and rage, and this guy's scared to fight Thanos. But yet the measly humans, aren't scared to fight Thanos.
Putting on suits, and all the females are fighting him. It was bad, man.
To fight him, but Hulk, the very that is.
So even then, thinking about it, even then, they were even showing signs of they were showing signs of really assassinating the male leads. From back then, I didn't realize it at the time. But when you look back at it, you're like, you were slowly but surely really making them weak.
I took note of that immediately, and I was disgusted. I was just absolutely disgusted. And that's what made me tap out. I was like, okay, you know, I just
I know you hated Hulk from then.
No, I did. I couldn't stand him from when he was in Ragnarok, and then I saw him dabbing.
Assassination,
like, forget him. Yeah. But yes, so. I think that is bringing us right to the end, because the only other things to mention, I think we've even mentioned already, and that would have been series and films. If anybody wants to throw anything out there now that they've seen or would recommend, without it being a dedicated show to shows and series, throw them out now.
Yeah, I'll throw out two quickly.
Go for it.
I watched something called American Born Chinese.
Jeez.
American Born
I've got one as well, actually.
So just quickly, American
Born
Chinese.
That's something about that.
American Born Chinese is basically a show which is based on Journey to the West. You know what Dragon Ball Z and everyone, all those things are based off. That whole, I forgot the name, but you know the Chinese gods that ride Nimbus and the Monkey King and all that stuff.
The Monkey King.
Okay. Yeah, it's based off of that, but it's like a modern day America. So I highly recommend it. And then the second show that I would recommend is I think it's called Severance on Apple.
Yeah. I've been hearing about it.
What Severance? Yeah.
Oh gosh, listen. Sorry, it's funny you mentioned that.
But yeah, those are my two recommendations.
Excellent. They sound good, and keep an eye out for those. And I'll say this, as you mentioned, Apple. You know what happened to me, guys? You know when you get a new phone, and you get free, free months of whatever you have. Yeah. Well, I took Apple and something else, and I was like, I just happened to be looking at my account, and I saw like some payments. Oh, what's this? I was like, wait, what? I said, oh my days, I've been paying for something I haven't even been using. And I think I had to count. I think the last, I just only recently cancelled it, so I got another month of it. And I was like, this is how they get you. because I totally forgot it had my details. And I'm just there like minding my business, and I only saw it by chance, and I don't even use Apple TV. And I see it, and I was like, "What's that?" To go into my account and press the, the unsubscribe. It's loads of them with it. I was like, all of these, they get the arcade.
That's why I know.
I unsubscribe. I always check it. I'm like, yeah, unsubscribe.
Yeah, man. I was like, look at this. What are these doing there? So that
Amazon got me one time with that, with a trial.
Man, yep.
After that, I was burned. I was like, I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, they got me with that. I was annoyed.
Apple TV, the shows on there are literally good quality. Like
they're high quality.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They're
very high quality.
They're basically HBO-esque. Like a lot of the shows I've watched on Apple TV are very good, and they've just recently released.
Can I ask you this? Hey, listen. Okay.
The Godzilla.
Okay, listen. No, Terrence. We can't talk about that right now.
I haven't watched it, but that's on Apple TV.
But you've seen the trailers, right? You've seen the trailers.
What show are you talking about?
It's called Monarch, but it's about Godzilla.
Oh, okay.
It's basically the series Godzilla.
Oh, I saw. I did see advertising for it. I've seen advertising.
And
it's based off the film, so it's a continuation of like the King Kong and Godzilla. But
it's looking very it's looking extremely good.
What about that show with Jason Momoa, Steve?
That's finished.
Yeah.
Apparently that's good too. That's playing. Apple TV have some really good shows. I think, like you said, Apple TV. What I rate about Apple TV is they've gone for quality over quantity. So like
big time. They don't have many shows, but they have very good ones.
Like
Netflix is just a flipping Netflix is crazy.
It's a cesspool of whatever.
It is just every and anything, whatever sticks, man. It's like you get trash and you might get one good thing.
What's put me off Netflix though? What's put me off Netflix now is that like The Witcher. It's only now that I've just downloaded it to start watching it, because I can't commit to a series on Netflix because they just cancel everything left, right. So I don't want to start watching something and it's cancelled. I wait till there's like 3 seasons or something. Then okay, cool, I can watch you now because
it's cancelled. So they
cancelled it again.
I think no, they haven't cancelled. Remember, Liam Hemsworth is taking
that's right. It's someone else.
So basically,
is going to be.
So the reason why I'm watching it, is because I'm watching the 3 seasons that have Henry Cavill in it. So these are his.
Yeah, that's right.
Last 3 seasons.
That's the one that ended this year.
Well, the third one apparently is really, really awful. Really,
okay.
Awful.
But yeah,
because obviously that's the one where he's tapping out and there.
You will see the consistency there of, once again, all these new female characters come in. And he's like some background guy. Literally. Imagine your background
in
guy.
the background of top off, yeah?
Right. Well, this is what they try to do. And I'll say this. Have any of you not seen Mandalorian season 3?
No. After I heard what happens in that,
that's a story for another time. I'll also say this, Terrence.
I heard what happened.
Speaking of Apple, did you manage to watch Swan Song?
No, I've got it downloaded though.
Yeah, Swan Song's fantastic. That's the one with Mashallah Ali. Very thought-provoking,
and series.
Very, very good.
Like I said, I haven't watched something on Apple where I've been like, this is crap.
No, I know. That's what it is. Very small pool, but all very high level. That's something I give them.
I want to watch Foundation and the other one. The Foundation and the the 2 sci-fi ones. I think I forgot what the other one's called now, because I thought they were both similar. Foundation and something else.
It's not Raised by Wolves. That's HBO, isn't it? Raised by Wolves.
That's HBO. It's Foundation and there's another one, but they're very similar, like alien invasion kind of galactic.
Fair enough.
They're meant to be very good as well.
Okay, I will. Anything else in terms of films or series shout-outs? No.
Oh yeah,
the Marvels,
that's it. Man. Go watch the Marvels.
Oh yeah, the Marvels. Okay, I will check out the Marvels post-credit.
I'll check the post-credits.
I'm definitely checking out the post-credits. I'm going to see what was going on there.
I will not waste my time.
Do you have any film or series recommendations as we come to the end?
I've not been watching anything. What I could say is on the anime front. If you haven't watched Jujutsu Kaisen, watch Jujutsu Kaisen. Absolutely amazing anime. I finished Attack on Titan, the final season. So Attack on Titan, the final season, very deep as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, like it's one of those things where it's like it's sad to see it go. Because I thought it was one of the great animes in the last decade. So it's sad to see it go, but yeah, they finished it where there's like, it is done. Like they drew a line under that, so the show is done.
Excellent.
But yeah, it's you know it's sad to see it go, but yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. For me it's anime, man. I'm all on the anime bin. So yeah,
for myself, it's a mixed bag of tricks. I don't think I've watched anything really new. It was the Halloween period. I was watching a few older stuff. Anyone who's never seen oh jeez. Oh wow, look at me. I'm even forgetting the name of that, but I'll go on to something else here. Yeah, I literally just drew a blank because I'm like, how did that even happen? Oh jeez, and it's gonna annoy me, you know. It's a film with what's the guy? Not Al Pacino. Who's the other one? Like
Robert De Niro.
Yeah, it's a Robert De Niro film, and the mere fact that I am not even remembering it, it's gonna really annoy me because when you hear it, you're gonna be like, well, that's not. You should have known that. But anyway, so there was a 90s film from his that I watched where he's Cape Fear. That's the one. Anyone ever seen Cape Fear? Okay. If you haven't, check it out.
I've never watched it. Yeah,
very good. Very good.
That.
So I rewatched that, but more importantly, and this happened at the same time. So when I had watched that, you know, Netflix sometimes if it's on, it just start to recommend things to you. So there's a film, or shall I say, an anime on there, and it's called The Blue-Eyed Samurai. Any of you heard of it? Terrence, you heard of Blue-Eyed Samurai? No. Terrence might be gone.
I heard you talk about, yes.
Yeah. So the Blue-Eyed Samurai.
Sorry. Do you know? I was talking. Cool. I'm there talking, but my mic.
You did what I do. Yeah.
I'm sitting there talking like, there's adlib and everything.
Right. So listen, I'm gonna say this. The Blue-Eyed Samurai right now, and you know, not everybody uses it as a parameter. Particularly for when they're trying to prove a positivity or negativity, but on Rotten Tomatoes, it does have a 96% audience rating. What got me was how stylized it was, and it's basically about it's set in Edo period Japan, so obviously hence the samurais, and there is I think she's of mixed origin, a girl who turns up at like some temple where all these other samurais are, and you know, the fight scenes are on a very high level. But what it reminded me of, everyone here remember Kill Bill, and you remember Orin Oshi, I think her name was, played by Lucy Liu.
Yep.
It seems to me, because I think they even played, if not the same song, then a similar song that was played when Lucy Liu had a fight scene with the main star in Kill Bill.
But you know them. A lot of those characters are based off anime characters, so you might even find that.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking, because it seemed to me like it was going back in time to her as a kid. Because I was like, damn man, this is really cool. And what got me was something. It came on. I said, I wasn't even really trying to watch this, but it's going to be hard to not finish that. So look out for that. Blue-Eyed Samurai on Netflix. Really, really, really cool from what I've seen so far. And as for an old school shout out, Cape Fear. And other than that, I think that does wrap us up. I think we're going to have quite a bit to dive into on the next episode, which we'll get to you guys probably sooner than you realize. And with that being said, does anybody else have anything else to close with, or are we all happy to go and enjoy the rest of what's left of today?
Yeah, I think
all good.
That's it, man.
Okay, well, listen, I'll shut us up and say that, listen, it's been a good 2 hours here. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode and found some of the information that we gave out interesting and entertaining. And we shall be back very soon. And enjoy yourselves. Till the next time, guys, okay?
Till next time.
Bye-bye.